What's up guys, my name is Ace, and with the update from just a few days ago, we saw the addition of a conversion for an existing gun in the game. This was for the Uzi. They brought in the 41 AE rounds, and this got me thinking about a bunch of possibilities for future conversion kits that we could see for guns that are already in the game. So in today's video, I just wanted to share my ideas for some of the conversions that I think would be cool to see in the future. I don't expect all of these to happen, but who knows, maybe some of these will end up coming true by the end of the year. Now, one important thing to point out before we get into my list is there's actually another conversion that is actually in the game. We just don't have access to it at this point, and this is 9mm rounds for the Ram 7. This particular conversion will actually show up sometimes in Gunfight, or at least it did in the past. I don't know if they've patched that so it no longer shows up. But it was actually a playable conversion that was in the game. We just couldn't access it within our Create a Class menus. So that's something that should probably come at some point in the future. I'm actually amazed that it hasn't been added yet, because it's clearly there, it clearly exists, and it is gameplay ready, so I don't know, maybe it'll show up eventually. But let's get into the first thing on my wish list for conversions or different configurations for existing guns that we already have in the game. The first one, and this is something I really miss from back in the day, is the potential to convert the X16 into a G18. Now this would make it a full auto pistol, and I know immediately a lot of people are probably like, no, we don't want full auto pistols. I think it would be a good addition if it's balanced properly. Obviously, you'd have to cut back on the damage or the ranges. You'd have to make it so that it balances properly, so it's not suddenly just the go-to full auto pistol. And Call of Duty has balanced full auto pistols just fine in the past with semi-automatics. But as long as they manage to find a way to balance that out nicely, I would love to see a full auto Glock come back to Call of Duty. Especially if you were able to combine that with the akimbo attachment. That would just bring back so many memories from Modern Warfare 2. And I just think it would be amazing to see that added at some point. On a similar note, gonna go a little bit off on a tangent here. We're not talking about conversion kits, but I really would like to see a burst pistol come to this game as well, just for that extra variety and choice when it comes to secondaries. Again, it would have to be balanced out properly, but that's just something that I feel is kind of lacking in this game. Although, as a conversion, it doesn't really make any sense with the current selection of guns in the game. So perhaps we could see a Beretta in the future, and then maybe you could have a conversion kit to get that 3-round burst added to it. I don't really know, just something I wanted to mention going along with the potential for some full auto Glocks in the future. Next up, a big one that I've actually seen requested for quite some time now would be a 5.56 conversion for the SCAR. I think it would be nice to add just a little bit of a different way to use the SCAR. Maybe if you're not a big fan of the way the SCAR is as it is, we could have that 5.56 conversion, which absolutely exists in real life, so it's within the realm of reality, and then they could have it just behave completely different. Lower that damage a little bit, but also significantly reduce recoil. I think that would be a nice addition that many people would welcome. As for the next assault rifle on my list that I feel could use some kind of a conversion, this would be the Grau 5.56. Now the Grau, just in case you didn't know, this is based on the SIG 550 platform, and there is a certain configuration of the 550 platform that is chambered in 7.62x39, and I think this could work quite well because as it is right now, there's only one assault rifle in the game that's chambered in 7.62x39, that's the AK-47, and I think it would just be nice to have a little bit of extra variety, and why not have another gun chambered in that round? Now with this one, of course, you could get some extra stopping power, so increase the damage a little bit, but have that come at the cost of added recoil, or maybe even make the gun a little bit heavier, so your aim down sight speed slow down a little bit, or your movement speed slow down a little bit. In either case, just a little bit of tweaking there, and you could very well have a viable option for the Grau 7.62x39. Another thing I wouldn't mind seeing, I don't know if this would come in the form of a conversion kit, or maybe just a weapon perk, is some way of making the FR 5.56 full auto. Kind of thinking back to the Black Ops 1 days where the FAMAS absolutely decimated everything in its path. And I guess it's just that nostalgic factor. I would love to see the FR 5.56 have the ability to go full auto. Now I know there's already a bunch of high fire rate, full auto 5.56 rifles out there, but I just think it would be a cool addition. Admittedly, it is mainly just for the nostalgia factor though. Now finally for the assault rifles, the Kilo 141, which is the HK433 in real life, this has a couple different configurations. It could be chambered in 300 blackout or 7.62x51, so we've got a couple different options there potentially for the Kilo 141. And that's pretty much everything I could find as far as potential conversions in the future that at least somewhat mimic the real life counterparts. However, there's one last thing I wanted to mention in this video, and this isn't so much a conversion, it's more so just another thing that I think would be cool to see that fundamentally changes how one of the guns works. This is, with the Stryker 45, since this is technically a pistol with a pistol brace, I think it would be kind of cool to see the akimbo perk added to this gun. Now again, they could adjust some of the stats if they do this, so if you run it akimbo, they could reduce the ranges on you or something like that, just to keep things balanced properly. But that's just another thing. When I think back to the original Modern Warfare trilogy, I just really love the idea of having the ability to run akimbo SMGs. They don't have to be extremely powerful, it's just the fact that they're there and the variety that they add in the gameplay itself that I think would be a cool addition, and I feel like it would make most sense with the Stryker 45. And with that, that's pretty much everything I could think of, at least for the current guns that we have in the game, that would make sense for conversions or just different ways that you could potentially use these guns. Of course, though, I'd like to know in the comment section below, are there any other conversion kits you can think of, or just different variations of existing guns that we have in the game that you would like to see? Just let me know those thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.